No, gut health products are not the answer to stomach issues. Hi, my name is Phil. I'm with Silver Fern brand. We get asked all the time if products like Ultimate Probiotic, which I do an absolute ton of posts, and I'm sorry if I bother you, but a lot of people will say, hey, is Ultimate Probiotic a great probiotic for issues like reflux, heartburn, burping, belching, nausea, stomach pains, and all that? And the answer is gut health products are not great products in general, or they aren't your go-to or should not be your go-to products for stomach issues. Gut, stomach. Different. What you do want is products to help with the stomach. Okay, so can products to help with cleanup and stuff like that help with H. pylori issues? Yeah, so let's review what causes stomach issues, right? So right off the bat, does H. pylori overgrowth cause stomach issues? Yes. Does that require a cleanup process, and can that include gut health products? The answer is yes, but they should still be taken in a way as to clear the stomach. Do some people have hiatal hernias? Yes, but I would argue most people with a hiatal hernia don't notice them if they're managing their stomach health correctly. That's my personal experience. So can products resolve a hiatal hernia? No. But if you correctly help the stomach, can it significantly reduce issues with caused by a hiatal hernia? The answer is yes, it can. So other than those two things, the primary causes for stomach issues, which you're going to see if you go research it, is everything from the lower esophageal sphincter to gastritis, obviously low stomach acid and all of that. But let me just sum it up pretty simple. One, if you have slow gastric emptying of the stomach, once again, a lot of people will be like, I don't have gastroparesis. Gastroparesis is the severe version of slow gastric emptying. A lot of people with stomach issues may not have gastroparesis. They just have delayed gastric emptying. And when the stomach is not moving and processing food and material through like it's supposed to, it causes intra-abdominal pressure to build up. Obviously, that's going to cause digestive discomfort, heartburn, and stuff like that. That puts pressure on the lower esophageal sphincter, and you get reflux and problems like that. By the way, what I'm talking about also applies to silent reflux, okay? So, once again, slow motility is a problem. That's an underlying problem. And then if your stomach lining is unhealthy and if it's inflamed, it's going to affect stomach acid production. Obviously, oh, by the way, slow motility also is going to affect stomach acid production. If you have a weak and damaged stomach lining or an inflamed stomach lining, that's a problem. So in simple terms, slow gastric emptying, 1, and 2, your stomach lining is unhealthy. A lot of people focus on the gut barrier. They're like, I need to work on leaky gut. And I'm like, that's true, but you have a stomach lining. How about showing the stomach lining a little love? It's a big freaking deal too, okay? So what does Silver Fern brand suggest? Well, when people reach out to us and they have stomach issues, we use stomach health products. The first one we use is Reflux. Reflux, by the way, all the products help with the entire digestive system. Let me just say that at the top. But Reflux contains Mucosave. Mucosave basically coats, helps support, helps soothe, helps calm, I would say helps rebuild or strengthen the stomach lining. Once again, this is a product for this, among other things, it helps the stomach lining. So if you have unhealthy inflammatory responses of the stomach lining, this is going to help. It's going to help restore healthy inflammatory responses in the stomach lining. Does the same Mucosave in this, is it amazing for the digestive, meaning, is it amazing for the intestinal system too? For sure, 100%. The mucosal lining from the small intestine and the colon, home run. But obviously we call it Reflux because initially we're trying to help with stomach issues, okay? The next product we suggest is Motility. Now, a lot of people will say, I don't have constipation. That's okay. Motility is helping support the digestive process of the entire digestive system. Motility is for the stomach, the small intestine, and the large intestine, okay? So once again, if you have stomach issues, you most likely have intra-abdominal pressure or slow gastric emptying, even though you may not have the most severe form. We also use Motility for a bunch of other things. One, it helps increase gastrin levels in the stomach, which is a big deal for people trying to help with stomach acid issues. When you put these two together, are you helping with stomach acid issues? Yes. Most people do not have too much stomach acid. They have too little stomach acid. And I know somebody's going to say, nuh-uh, very few people have low stomach acid. And my response is, bullshit. Very few people have hypochlorhydria, which is the extreme version of low stomach acid. Many people have low stomach acid or stomach acid deficiency problems, okay? So once again, it's not like you're super healthy or severe problems. Most people fit in between. I would strongly argue the data suggests a lot of people have low stomach acid, even if they don't have hypochlorhydria. Does this help with that? Yes. Does it help with silent reflux? Once again, LPR, it's the same underlying functional problems, same problems. One of the primary causes of LPR is reflux, okay? So, does this help with that? Yes. A lot of people very wisely and in a very smart way have done their own research, and they realize that one of the primary causes for SIBO and GERD and basically stomach issues, small intestinal issues, and colon issues is the nervous system. Motility. Let me give some examples. It helps increase serotonin production up to 30%. Helps reduce cortisol levels by up to 42% in those that have elevated cortisol levels. If you do not have elevated cortisol levels, it is just going to help you balance your cortisol levels. Motility is what we use to help with the nervous system. For a lot of people have SIBO, for example, bacteria overgrowth of the small intestine. If the migrating motor complex is not turned on and moving stuff through on a regular basis, by the way, laxatives aren't fixing this shit, just so you know. If you're not, that migrating motor complex is not pushing material through on a very consistent basis, you get a bacteria overgrowth. So newsflash, stomach issues, the slow motility of the small intestine causes SIBO. So a lot of people, we just start them. I would say 80% of people we deal with on gut issues, we start with these two products. We start with the top and work down. Just so everybody's clear, this is our approach. I would argue it's extremely effective because we're dealing with shit the right way, top to bottom, because we're not trying to sell freaking people's gut health bandaids for the whole freaking rest of their life. That's not what we're trying to do at Silver Fern. Okay, so is this effective? Yes. When you go into the protocol, if you decide to do this, you don't have to do it, obviously. But if you go in to do motility or reflux, up on the right-hand side, it'll say product options. Is that too small? Yes. Nonetheless, you'll see product options. There's a mild and there's a moderate to severe option. If you have moderate to severe issues, please pick the dosing for moderate to severe issues. Please do it for the time that is required, okay? If you are on acid blockers and or laxatives, you're gonna wait 4 to 8 weeks before you slowly start to reduce those things. Once again, for specific to stomach issues, build the stomach up, build the shield up, improve motility, and then slowly reduce off of the acid blockers. This is the correct way to do it. So once again, gut products are not the best option for the stomach. Start off with stomach products to help with the stomach and then move into gut health issues next. Start at the top, work to the bottom. If you have H. pylori issues, at least if you're working with Silver Fern brand, in step 2 in the cleanup, we absolutely we address H. pylori overgrowth. All right, you're welcome. Bye.